Stop blaming conspiracies. Stop blaming certain ethnic groups that you think are ruling the world. You're literally missing the point. I understand that psychologically it's tempting to make up all these theories about who you think is running the world, or to listen to these internet trends about who's in charge secretly, who's behind all of it. I am here to tell you that that is missing the entire point. If you have begun to believe, and I can assure you it's from internet propaganda, that's where it's coming from. Where did you start thinking about these ideas? Online. If you are starting to believe that there is an elite group of people that all belongs to the same group that's in charge of everything, and you've watched videos about it, and now you're talking to people about it, and you're sure it's true. First of all, I'm not in that group, and I have multiple different groups and ethnicities in my family history. So I feel confident that you should be taking me seriously, number one. I also am very American. So I have very good reasons that I personally feel compelled to tell you that if you're convinced of these conspiracy theories, you are missing the point. If you think this whole thing is about this ringleaders of these secret societies and underground, bruh, the real reason is because bad people did bad things over the course of history. And it was not organized and clever and planned out. And it's always people in this one group. That's dumb to believe that. If you can't, okay, let me simplify this. The group that is really to blame are low empathy leaders. Low empathy leaders exist all around the world in different groups. Name an ethnic group and you can find people in it that are low empathy, that have stolen power and have leadership roles. Hear me when I say that, because the way that, I'm also going to add something. I think that what's really happening with this like conspiracy whole thing about one group is ruling everybody else, the point that you're most missing, and why I believe this is like really popular right now to talk about, is because a lot of the times it's people who just got to this country, or maybe it's like first generation immigrants, second generation, and you're like, why does it feel like torture to be in the United States? It's because of colonization. It's because this is stolen land from Native American people, from northern Native American people, and all indigenous people up and down the entire continents, okay? And because of American racial chattel slavery, which is the most unfathomably violent, cruel, horrific, hundreds of years, multiple generations thing that has happened in the history, I would readily claim, of the planet. In some ways. There's also horrific things that have happened in other places, but I really think we need to actually understand what we're talking about when we talk about American history. So, in terms of United States history, you are living on the site of multiple of the worst, atrocious, violent, genocidal occurrences you could possibly imagine that occurred, that are still occurring, that occurred for hundreds of years. And you have the audacity to arrive here and say, it feels weird here. Maybe it's a conspiracy about this one group that's secretly controlling everything. And the Antichrist and this and that. Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up, sit down, and listen to people whose families were here. Listen to people who actually know about American history. Read about American history. Listen to Native people. Listen to foundational Black American people whose families were here. listen to people who saw it in different ways. I am related to people who were activists, like, and multiple different lineages. I don't want to talk about it, don't get me started, but like in the United States specifically, and Canada, but whatever. Because when you deflect from taking responsibility as a person living in the United States of America to understand the fucking torture and trauma that occurred on this land, and instead go to the internet and try to have some fucking theory about a random, like, a group that, like, I guess has some power or a lot of power. Who the fuck cares? You're missing the whole fucking point. And again, I gotta reemphasize, let me say this piece. It's about temperament. It's about brain type. Maybe more men were mean. Maybe not. Fuck it. You don't want to hear about gender? Fine. Shut up. Whatever. It's brain type, dude. I don't care what background you're from. I don't care. Bro, like, yeah, I would say the majority were, like, white people. But, like, it doesn't, that were causing harm. But, like, at the end of the day, you can't say it's one religion and one ethnic group. Because do you know the theories I'm talking about? If you don't know the theories I'm talking about, thank God for that. But, like, when you're claiming it's the secret collective of elites that's ruining the world, first of all, that's not how humans work. You're missing the whole ass point of psychology and what humans are actually like. Number one, that's stupid. You're getting duped, bro. You're getting tricked by internet propaganda. It's the same way that fucking internet propaganda, and this is not, I understand there's some people who cannot vote for federal elections because of being colonized people, and they're like, this is like not just, or they can't, or they don't have representation, all that. But if you're someone with a certain level of history, you should be voting. I believe in voting. I personally choose. I don't judge people for this part, but I do personally choose. I do judge people for the conspiracy theory shit, because it's just like, bro, you're missing the whole fucking point. I don't judge people for their beliefs in general, but I personally choose to vote Democrat. Before you turn off the video, let me say, the feds are the feds. The feds suck. The federal government sucks. Democrats aren't that much better, but they're a little bit better for public health. That's all I'll say. And also, like, it all sucks. The feds are not good, okay? We know that because the federal government is what caused all these issues in the first place. That being said, it's not about, like, you're giving way too much credit to the elites if you actually think they have meetings like that. They're still dumb people. All people are just people. And until you can understand that, you're going to miss the whole point about how all this stuff actually happens. Yes, there's extreme trauma and depravity and horrible things happening. But the idea that it's this, like, secret organized thing, again, I'll even go so far as to say, even if that's true, it's irrelevant. You're still missing the point. I don't think it's true. I think that's not accurate, and it's missing the point of we need to get rid of low empathy leadership, not certain ethnicities. The fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, really grow 2 fucking brain cells at that point, because it's so... You have to understand, some people have worse moral compasses, and you can't assume that based on what group they're born into. You can, like, yes, white culture rewards sociopathy, in my personal opinion, more than other cultures. Not always. And also not just white people, but people who take on whiteness as a value system, which is a real thing. But, like, in general, the issues that we're seeing, like, yes, came from mostly European American people, but I don't think connecting it to some elitism idea of this, like, complicated, intricate belief system of one ethnicity is actually helpful at all. It's not helpful. It's not fucking helpful. And in some ways, it's mad disrespectful to the people who actually went through the trauma of the United States. And also the people who actually were activists trying to change the United States to make it a better place for everybody. Like, so many hundreds and thousands of people have fought so hard for this depraved terror of a country to become better than what it was for so long. Like, bruh, like, and so it just makes me so mad, because I'm like, can you not spend all this energy on trying to figure out if this one ethnic group is secretly behind the scenes doing all this stuff and so terrible, when in fact you should be listening to the people who actually went through what happened, or even paying attention to how activism has worked in the United States in a real way. Pay attention to United States history if you're living in the United States. The clues are all there. That's why you'll find the fucking secret code and clues and shit, is in United States history and the history of US activism. The history of advocating for equitable structures, right? Like human rights, basic human rights, civil rights, women's rights, all these, like the Chicano movement, bro. Like, look at the fucking history instead of these weird conspiracy theory rabbit holes that are robbing you of your energy to even pay the fuck attention to what's actually happening in this fucking country. Like, and it's really sad, and it really makes me angry. And again, it's not even about, like, if you're still like, yeah, but like, I'm pretty sure that based on this is actually secretly this whole entire society of blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. And also, so what, dude? Does that help you to know this whole weird ass fucking theory about elites or whatever? Like, no, this whole new world, secret, shut up. Pay attention, bro. You're losing actual energy of you actually trying to help and actually being a good person because you're so focused on this fantasy land fucking narrative of what you think happened. Real things are happening to real people every day in this godforsaken country. And it's not because of some, like, it's, the conspiracy shit is so stupid. Like, I think the thing that makes me the most angry, there's two things that make me the most angry about people who are buying into these conspiracy theories about like the global elite is, number one, I don't think it's true. And I think also when you believe it's true, you're just missing the role of like temperament and personality type. Like, you seem to not understand that there are actually bad people. Like, if you think it's like this one group that's just naturally bad, you're literally ignoring all the other fucking sociopaths that suck hella bad, that are rulers of other world countries. Like, do you not understand, like, people with low empathy are not good at leadership roles. I don't understand why we have so many low empathy leaders. And also, that's a real thing. It's real. People have different temperaments. Most people are fucking followers. That's why they buy into these stupid fucking conspiracy theories in the first place. The second thing, and the real thing that pisses me the fuck off, especially because of the way that people will race Native American identities, or race Indigenous identities, or race Northern Native American identities, because people can't even fucking recognize who is or who isn't, or how or why. And also people have this thing of like, I'm not going to believe you unless the people that call out people that they think aren't Native enough. First of all, I'm not technically Native. I have multiple lineages, some of which do connect to that because I have ancestors who were, but like, I hesitate to even say that because it's such a tough topic and I'm not ready to talk about it. I don't know how to talk about it delicately. I write about it in my book. I don't want to talk about it yet. I don't know how to say it in a way that people don't get mad at me for. So I'm just not fucking there yet, okay? But it's traceable and I have multiple different lineages, blah, 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 blah. That being said, categorically, I am considered white because that's how I'm seen categorically, whatever the fuck. But again, this pervasive tendency to erase not only any Indigenous ancestors or Native ancestry, but also to, which is predominantly comes from white people. It's always the whitest fucking white people that are like, oh, well, it's so long ago though. It's like, bitch, you just want everyone to be as white as possible. I see right the fuck through that. And I understand, like, again, I'm categorically considered white, so I get it. I should not talk about it, whatever. That being said, when we oversimplify and dilute, like we push conspiracies on everyone, it literally erases real fucking history of real people who suffered in this country in real ways. That's so spooky. My fucking YouTube just started playing a song without me noticing. And if you think what I'm saying is offensive, whether it's about saying too much about my own family history or whether it's about, calling out this conspiracy shit as just a fucking distraction. Because that's what it is. It's a distraction. They're literally just stealing your energy and your time, trying to get you to get so excited about the controlling the world. Shut the fuck up. Bro, they're literally stealing your energy. The time that it's taking you to learn about this fake ass thing that you think is real is time you could be spending actually paying attention and learning about real US history. That's the scam. Clock it. Anyway, if you think anything I'm saying is offensive, it doesn't even matter because I have type 1 psychotic bipolar and I don't care. I am a kind person. I do my best. I get along with the people in my real life. I'm too intense for plenty of people, but I have healthy relationships with many people and I'm thankful for that. I like who I am. I help people throughout the day, each day, as best as I can. I show the fuck up. I don't care. I don't care about sugarcoating it perfectly or trying to make it explained perfectly or palatable. Blah, blah, blah. I'm saying truth that I believe, that I have learned to be true, that I know to be true, things that are real for me, that are part of my life that are true, and also opinions that I've developed over time. Take it or leave it, bro. If this isn't helpful, fine. But this is a truth that is not talked about enough, that I think is relevant, and it's time to be heard. So that's my, that's my little 100 cents about fucking conspiracies and why they're a distraction, point blank period. And also literally just read about actual American history. If you're like, well, then why does it feel like hell in the United States? Read the history, bro. The fuck? Bye. See you later.